Let's pack a lunch for Bella. Now, today's lunch did not go as planned. I originally wanted to use an avocado as the base of her little lunch, but my avocado wasn't fully ripe. So I'm doing a tomato, adding some everything but the bagel seasoning, and then stuffing in a bunch of alfalfa sprouts. I grew those in a jar. I'm so proud. I threw on a little bit of tuna salad and some avocado that was ripe, and I topped it with a little bit more of that everything but the bagel seasoning. Added some mandarin oranges, some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of a granola bar, some pretzels, and some peanut M&Ms. We'll see if she actually eats them. Threw in a few decorations, and I was done. Let's make a lunch for Bella. Today she's getting an egg salad sandwich that I'm going to make into a reindeer. How cute is that? So I'm using a mason jar to cut out my circle shape because I couldn't find my circle cookie cutter. And then I took these little cake decorations. I found them at Walmart. They're the Wilton brand, I believe. And I just threw them onto the sandwich, and how cute is that? Then I took a cucumber, cut it in half, and then sliced it up into little half moons. Threw those into her lunchbox, and then took a couple sweet peppers. Seriously, if you haven't tried these yet, go give them a try. They're super good. And then I gave her a little bit of applesauce, a Snickers candy bar, added some fun decorations, and I was done. Let's make a Christmas themed lunch by request. Thank you so much for your request, and I apologize right now. This is not going to turn out cute. You'll see. I started off by cutting out the bread into the tree shape, added some peanut butter, and then this cutter has like little raised spots so I can color on it with some food coloring. So I tried doing that. It turned out ugly. I spray painted it green. It was still not attractive. Added some lights. There was just no help. This tree, it's just not cute. So I moved on. Gave her some cucumbers, some string cheese that I just chopped up so it would fit in her box easier. Then I gave her some strawberry yogurt, added some Christmas tree sprinkles to that. Threw in some goldfish in the center, added a few more decorations, and I was done. Let's pack a lunch for Bella. So I added some yogurt to the bottom of her lunchbox. Then I took a poppy seed muffin and threw on some sprinkle balls. Those are my favorite balls on Christmas cookies. I want them loaded and on every cookie. Then I added those to her yogurt, gave her a little gummy llama. Isn't he so cute? Threw in some cucumbers, and now I'm making the sandwich. This was per request, Nutella and banana. So I went ahead and spread some Nutella on there, added the bananas, and now I am cutting it into a makeshift Christmas tree. It turned out okay, and of course I had to grab out my spray paint. It's edible, don't worry. Spray painted it green and blue because I don't know why the trunk needed to be blue. I added a hard-boiled egg, some Fruit Loops in the center, a bunch of decorations, and I was done. Let's make a unicorn-themed lunch today by request. Thank you for requesting this theme. It's one of my favorites to make because it's so bright and colorful. So I'm starting off by cutting out my bread and meat. I do it separate sometimes. I find ham is kind of hard to cut out when you're cutting it with the bread as well. And I'm just using cookie cutters, so nothing special. Then I added on a little bit of Dijon mustard and then colored it so it'd be super bright and cheerful like a unicorn. Those are Wilton food color spray, something like that. I have a video if you are interested in it. It should be pinned. If it's not, I'll try and pin it again. Then I threw in a little bit of yogurt, gave her some peanut M&Ms, some raisins, and mandarin oranges, added my decorations, and I was done. Let's make a Lego themed lunch today. So I started by cutting the crust off my bread, and then I cut my bread in half so I'd have the two Lego rectangle shapes. Gave her some mayo, folded up some ham to fit on there perfectly, and then I started cutting out the little Lego knob things on the top. What are they called? They probably have an actual name. I have no clue what it is. I used the butt end of the bread because nobody ever eats that bread, so let's use it for something useful. And I just cut out my little circle shapes, threw them onto her bread, and then spray painted it with my edible spray paint. Threw those into her lunchbox, and then I had these little Lego containers, and I just filled them all with different things. I have string cheese, yogurt, fruit, which is peaches, like a little peach cup, and some goldfish crackers. And then I also gave her some gummy Lego pieces. So cute. Let's make a lunch for Bella. Today, Sophie requested a turkey themed lunch. And surprisingly, I don't own a turkey cookie cutter, so I'm using this beehive one. I went ahead and cut out my bread and my meat, and of course I spray painted the bread to make it look kind of like turkey feathers. That was a little bit of Dijon mustard that I added. Now I grabbed a carrot out of my fridge and I cut a little triangle to make the little turkey beak. And I have these little sour gummy worms. So I just cut one in half. This was Bella's idea, and used the red part for his little gobble. Added some eyes. And then for the side, she's getting pears, mandarin oranges, and black olives. I added some decorations and I was done. Let's make Bella a lunch. Today she's getting a peanut butter and grape jelly sandwich. I made sure to load on that jelly. Did I do enough this time? I'm always told I never give her enough jelly, but she always says it's way too messy when she gets too much jelly. Anyway, I'm cutting out the little shapes using cookie cutters. I used a leaf. Then I made the exact same sandwich and I used an acorn. I spray painted it to make it look fall colored. Added that to her lunchbox with some pears and some yogurt. And then I threw on some leaf sprinkles onto her yogurt because that's always fun. Gave her some black olives and some chickpea salad, and I was done. Let's make a lunch for Bella. So I'm starting off with our favorite, dirt pudding. So I just added in some chocolate pudding, Oreo cookies, and some sour gummy worms. And now in the center, I'm adding these coconut strips. Honestly, I didn't think they were that great. We'll see if Bella ends up liking them. Otherwise, we're going to have to find somebody to give them to. Then I took these witch's fingers and I just shoved a bunch of carrots into them. I think they turned out looking super cute. There I am peeling her cutie for her because, of course, she doesn't like to get dirty. Finding my cute little leaf decoration to throw in there so it looks like a pumpkin. And on to the main course. She is getting pasta with wormy Alfredo, which sounds super gross. I just sauteed a bunch of onions and we both thought they looked like worms in there. So we're just going with it. Some meatballs. I could have made them into eyes, but I didn't. I just added some decorations and I was done. Let's make Bella a lunch using leftovers. I made a turkey for the first time in my entire life, and let me just tell you, there's a lot of surprises that happen when you're making a turkey. Anyway, she is getting mashed potatoes and gravy that I made from the turkey dripping, some stuffing, corn that we had picked this summer that I had froze. There's that turkey. This Benko tray just goes right in your microwave to heat it up, but if you're taking this lunch to school, make sure you put all this food in a thermos. I threw in a buttered bun and some raisins, and I was done. Today's lunch is going to be all about positivity as we start our new school year. I recently found this early learning app called Homer, and they have these adorable little affirmation note card printables on their blog to support kids heading back to school. I'm going to be adding a special note to help Bella feel confident and loved. I'll show you how they fit in perfectly in her lunch. In Bella's lunch today, she's getting mandarin oranges, some colorful rice cakes, yogurt, homemade fruit roll-ups. They're made from peaches that we got from our neighbor, and they're so good. And then for the sandwich, we're doing turkey and mustard. To go with our affirmations theme, I'm cutting out letters and writing, "You're smart." Affirmations are so important because they can really help improve your child's self-esteem and make them feel like they can conquer anything. Here is the card I picked. They call them bite-sized affirmations. How cute are they? You can find Homer's bite-sized affirmation cards on their blog and in the link in my bio. Let's make a lunch for Bella. So today she's getting a pita pocket. So I started with a little bit of mayo, added in some turkey, avocado, tomatoes, and those awesome alfalfa sprouts that I grew. Video is coming soon on those. Then I gave her some yogurt. I took a piece of string cheese, cut it into thirds, threw that into there. And at the very top, I popped in a little pepper. That's just a mini red pepper. They're totally sweet and delicious. Gave her some Cheez-Its, added some sprinkles and decorations, and I was done. Let's make Bella a pumpkin-themed lunch. So I'm starting off by making quesadillas, and I'm cutting them into a pumpkin shape using my cookie cutter. Then I buttered the outsides of my tortillas, added some cheese to the center, threw them onto my stove, and grilled them up. When they came out, I thought they needed to be a little bit more orange, so I spray painted them orange, threw them into her lunchbox, and then gave her some carrots and sour cream in her creepy little Halloween cup. Then she had drawn on some of our cuties with a Sharpie into little jack-o'-lanterns. So I threw one of those into her lunchbox as well. I'll probably end up having to peel it later, but we'll see. I gave her some Cheez-It crackers, added some decorations, and decided I wanted to spray paint her sour cream. Bad idea. It turned out looking like an egg. Now it's done.